crazy, man. So I go to Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine is having a bachelor party. Dude, I haven't talked to him in like 10 years. And he just hits me up out of the blue. He's like, hey, man, I'm having a bachelor party in Vegas. Do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah. Like, of course I do. So I get out there and see like a whole bunch of people that I haven't seen in like, 10 or 12 years. Because I used to play laser tag hardcore back in the day. And like we're hanging out. And like I get back and like 2 days later, I come down with like the flu. Like I'm just like, oh my God, I'm sick. So like I go to the hospital, go to the doctor because I'm like, I got to know what's going on. And the doctor's like, well, run all the tests and all that kind of stuff. And the doctor comes back and says, you test positive for H3N2.
That doesn't sound good.
Like, yeah, I was like, what does that mean? She's like, that's the current flu strain that's going around, and only like 20% of flu shot vaccines are immune to it.
Oh
so, or like only 20% of people who get the flu shot are immune to it. So it just comes down to biology as opposed to a flu shot. And I was like, so what do I do? And she was like, cope the best you can. So it sucked, man. I've been doped up on like Mucinex and Tylenol, cold and flu, and Alka-Seltzer and all kinds of stuff.
You got to stay inside. That's it. You got to just isolate yourself and watch TV all the time. Watch Netflix. You gotta watch Altered Carbon.
Dude, that's my rule, man. Like I told Benny that, but I was like, okay, so like it's October now, and that means that like Rob goes inside, and you do not see or hear from Rob again for like till like May, like April or May. And he's like, why? And I was like, because everybody has like kids, and their kids make them sick, and they make everybody else sick. And I was like, I don't feel like dealing with that. And he's like, yeah, man, but we have like the RMBE and we have all these things. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, I ended up going at it anyway. But
I always get the flu or the cold twice a winter, and so far I'm good, even though everyone's talking about what's going on right now with the same thing that you got. Everyone is saying this is the most incredibly kick-ass flu that there's been in a long, long time. And I'm surprised it took you out. You're a big guy.
Oh, dude, man.
Your immune system must be awesome.
Yeah, I wish, man. Like I go down just like everybody else, man. It sucks. Oh, man.
All right, so we're live. We've been live for a little while. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets.
Yeah, man.
This is
good to be on here.
This is a pretty special night. I mean, you know, I was on Benny's show, Comic Storian, a couple weeks ago. You are the other half of that coin, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I got to put my
Benny and Rob. I should put a hat on too. I hate looking at my bald head. Hang on.
Yeah, man. My hair. Everybody who's watching this right now, everybody out there in YouTube land, my hair is a mess, and Max is curled up back there. My hair is a mess, and I've been cleaning up today, and like I haven't combed my beard. I haven't like cleaned my like combed my hair. I look pitiful right now. Oh man, it is rough.
Hold on 1 second. I'm also putting on a sweatshirt instead.
Oh, okay. But no, you're good, man. But
cold.
Anyway, what's up, everybody? All the Artist Pro Secret or Comic Artist Pro Secret fans. What's the nickname that you have for your fan base, Ethan?
I think they're called subscribers at this point.
Subscribers, dude. That's so witty. Subscribers.
Well, they came up with it, not me. I mean, Look at this. We got a lot of super chats.
What's up, guys?
Rob Core from Halifax. Thank you for the super chat. Mod King Mopey, Rob Core represent, Hero Chat. This is awesome. Wow, they're turning out for you. This is a pretty big chat.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like my fans are super supportive, man. Like, yeah, dude, they're dropping those super chats, man.
That's great. I appreciate it. All right, so man, let's talk about you. Let's talk about young Rob. Rob, where were you born?
Oh, Memphis, Tennessee, man.
Really?
Yeah, land of the Delta Blues, man. But it's weird. I remember we left when I was like 5 and moved to Kentucky and lived there for like a year, maybe. Because my dad's family's from Kentucky. And then we moved to Arizona and lived there for a couple years. And then moved to Seattle, or actually moved to Kenton and Federal Way, which are suburbs of Seattle. And lived there for like 3 or 4 years, which dude I loved. Like as a kid, I loved Seattle so much. Oh, it was beautiful. Like it still is. I don't know. I mean, that's one of the things that I've thought of over the years because I've thought about moving back. And one of the things that I've realized is you can't ever really go back. And I think that what I loved the most about it was kind of like the carefree nature of being a kid, as opposed to the fact that like if I went back now, it would just be like, another town where I have to pay bills, and like it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, I like it
So
there. Seattle is beautiful. I mean, that whole area, the Northwest. I lived there. I lived in Portland, Oregon for about a year and a half, and it was hell on my asthma, but it really is nice. And it's a very artsy supported kind of community up there. Wouldn't you say? A lot of art
yeah.
comes from there.
Dude, they are huge about that whole like because it's one of those parts like the Northeast, and that's one of the things I don't think it's ever really changed over the years. I mean, when I was younger, I didn't really recognize like the progressive element for what it was, but
Mhm.
like as I'm older and I look over there, like it's really one of those places where the environment's kind of just like express yourself, like pay your taxes and stuff, but like express yourself,
Right. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do the
Yeah.
kind of things that bring you interest. So, yeah, you're not going to be at Emerald City this year, are you?
No, I'm not going anywhere. I have a well, she's going to be 2 in
Yeah, that's true.
2 months. I just want to stay home with her, and I think it's going to be. We're not going to travel until she's 4, so 2 years before
Oh,
I'm
okay.
out on the road again. But I what I
Yeah.
did was I just set up an eBay with signed comics and sketches that you could buy, so that people don't, people have been like, "Can I send books to your house to sign?" It's like, no, I'll find a different way. So I got an eBay.
Yeah.
That's my merch.
Yeah.
That's my
Dude,
merch.
dude, I know about that. Like, dude, I've seen because I didn't even realize it at first. Like, I thought you were just drawing stuff for the sake of drawing stuff. I didn't even realize you were selling it on eBay. And I was like, oh my God, I need to buy some of that stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, look, it's part of the job. I mean, you really do need to sign books and do sketches for people.
mhm.
That is a part of the job. The problem is, I made a commitment to like my family. I was like, I am not leaving Ava. I don't want to be gone from my daughter or my wife for like even a weekend if I can avoid it, unless it's absolutely necessary. This is not absolutely necessary. So I'm staying home with them and just trying to find a different way. But fans do expect it. You do need to get out there and shake hands. You need to give people hugs. You need to do all the stuff that you do with your fans, that you do with your fans too.
Yeah.
Whenever you can. I'll try to get out once this year, I think, and I'll
Well, I
bring
mean,
them with.
most people are understanding. I mean, if you say, "Hey, look, guys, I'd love to go to cons and stuff like that," but like, I've got a 2-year-old and I want to spend time with my daughter and I want to focus more on like drawing comics and working on personal projects. Like 99.999% of people are going to be like, "That's cool, man. Just don't stop live streaming." And they're going to be like, cool. But I mean, you'll get like that weird 0.1% that are like, "No, you have to come to cons and you have to meet me,"
Yeah.
but most people will be cool. I mean, I'm like that. Like right now, like in years past, myself and Benny and Sal, we would go to cons all the time. It seemed like a con every couple of months or something like that. But now, like because we bought houses, because of the fact that we're trying to move more into like the personality side of YouTube as opposed to just the comic side. Now we're focusing on like business ventures. So it's like, okay, we'll go to like 2 or 3 cons this year, and then that'll be it. And there won't
And,
really be
and you're
anything
going to go
else.
to Emerald City. That's a big one. You should go
Yes.
to that one,
Yeah,
right? Or
I
no?
really, I really want to go to Emerald City. Like I've already got the press pass and everything, and I need to book the hotels and the flights, which were like 3 weeks out.
Well, you'll have a good
Yeah.
time. So how long did you stay in Seattle? Did you say just a year?
No, like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I went to
Oh,
a couple elementary schools there. Originally went to Neely O'Brien, which was a brand new school in Kent when we went there, and then we ended up moving from Waterford Apartments where we lived at the time, which was actually like right across the street from the elementary school. So it was a perfect place, and my parents loved it. And then we ended up moving to Federal Way, and I went to Silver Lake Elementary School out there. I think it was called Silver Lake, which was a brand new school. And now that I think about it, because you asked it, what did I love the most? I think one of the things I love the most about life in Seattle when I was younger was school, like elementary school, because they focus a lot on creativity, but they also emphasize creativity from the educational side. Like in Silver Lake, we used to do this thing called Mission to Mars, where all the science, or all it's really the teachers, like the fourth or fifth grade teachers, would get together and they would transform their classrooms into like a Mars mission. And so you would put on like these mock astronaut suits and you would walk from like one classroom to the next, collecting like rock samples from Mars or like dirt samples from Mars. And you had to like identify the different types of rocks and stuff. So you learned about geology and things like that. And you got an education while you were doing it, but it was like really, really interesting. And it was only maybe like a 2 or 3 day long event, but that was so fun. Yeah, we got t-shirts and everything. It was wild. But Ethan. Oh, Ethan, did you freeze up? Ethan, are you there? I didn't lose you, did I? Oh man. I guess well, hopefully Ethan. Hello? Hello? Am I gone or is it Ethan? Did my story bore Ethan so bad he left? Like, can you guys hear me at all? Ethan's gone. Okay, so it's Ethan and it's not me. Okay, guys, apparently my story bored Ethan so bad he left. He was like, you know what? We're done. Like I'm not even interested anymore. Like, and he dropped out of the call. Okay. Well, we're waiting on Ethan to jump back into the call. So I don't know if you guys could still see me at all. Maybe. Hopefully. Okay, you guys can still hear me. You guys can still see me because the actual live stream is a few seconds, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, maybe even 15 seconds behind real time. So hopefully you guys still see me. But on the off chance that you do see me, yeah. So I mean, I guess maybe I should like tell you guys a story. Yeah, Max is okay. Let's tell you a story about Max. It's like the saddest story ever. Okay, so I've been wanting a dog for a long time. Yes, Rob is in control now. I have ran Ethan off of his own live stream. Okay, so I had Max. What are you doing, man? He's just laying there. I had wanted a dog for years, and like we were always like a cat family. Like my mom had cats, my sister loves cats. You know, I always wanted a dog. And so, you know, like after years of having my own place, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get a dog. And so I go to the Humane Society and I'm like, okay, I want to, you know, like a dog that's solid and good and that kind of a thing. And there were a few that I saw, but they had already been reserved by prospective owners who were going to come and adopt them the next day. And so they were like, well, show him Max. And I was like, okay, yeah, let me check out Max. And he was kind of shy and quiet at first. And I was like, oh man, like this dog is amazing. Like I loved him. So I got him home. And as most people will tell you, when you get is Ethan back? Is he back here? Or okay. He's reconnecting. Okay. Yeah, I think Ethan's trying to reconnect. So as most people will tell you, when you adopt a dog, usually dogs will be like really anxious, like they'll start, you know, panting and stuff like that because they're not used to the new environment. They're trying to adapt to it. And I would say that should probably last maybe 1 or 2 days, and then they'll start to calm down as they get used to the environment that they're in. They won't necessarily develop that trust. That'll take months of living in your environment for them to come to the realization of, okay, I'm not going back to the slammer. They're not sending me back to the paddy wagon. So I mean, like the dog has to kind of chill and relax. Well, Max didn't do that for like a week or so. He was just he was just kind of freaking out and carrying on. And so I went back to the Humane Society and I was like, okay, so I need to know what's going on with this dog. Come to find out, Max was adopted and returned like 7 times before I got to him. And I was like, oh my God. It's like, I was like, dude, Max, you poor thing. I ran back out to the car and I gave him like a great big huge hug, you know, and I was like, Max, you adorable doggy. And you know, I've had him ever since. But he had separation anxiety and he still does. But he'd never really been like, you know, trained as an actual, you know, dog, like never received any real measure of discipline. And as a person who's never owned a dog before, I never really knew how to. We're waiting on Ethan Van Skyver to get back. For those of you guys who are subscribers, those of you guys who are subscribers, what a cool name for an audience space. But for those of you guys who are subscribers and you're waiting on and you're wondering why I'm here, we're waiting on Ethan. He disconnected for some reason, and he's trying to get back in. But hopefully it's not anything on my end. Let me check Twitter real quick because he might be hitting me up. Trying to. Looks like he is not. So I guess he's just trying to hang out, trying to get together again. I don't know. I mean, I don't have him on this, so Ethan. Yeah, Ethan looks different today. I'm not Ethan. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not Ethan. We're waiting on Ethan to get back in, but yeah, no. So yeah, that's so cool. You know, like subscribers. So all you need is 992 subs. Yeah, to get into the YouTube partner program. Yeah. I'm not really sure I like that idea of what YouTube's doing, but I don't want to turn this into a YouTube rant live stream at all. But Anyway, so I guess while we're waiting on Ethan, how you guys doing today? Yeah, he's on Twitter. How you guys doing today? How's everybody's day coming along? I mean, it is Tuesday, so new comic book day is tomorrow. But Max is a hound mix, so he's got some hounds, some Labrador Retriever. He's got a little bit of everything. That dog is a mishmash of stuff. So I did not kidnap Ethan Van Sciver. Oh man. Teach you guys. I am not a good artist. All right. I am not Ethan Van Sciver. I'm not a comic artist pro secret guy. I am terrible. If I tried to draw for you guys would be like, what in the world is this? This is not very good art stuff. Ethan, where are you at, man? Like, Ethan.